Hi, I'm Orion Hendricks and I'm chronically online. This is the result of that.
Oh my fucking God.
You ever just watch a show and think, wow, I really want to throw my TV out the window right now? Like, chunk that bitch into oncoming traffic and just call it a day. That is how I feel about these TV shows that I'm gonna be telling you about today. It may sound like I'm just upset that all these shows just exist in general, but it's two different types of anger. Like, there's either the one that, yes, I'm genuinely just upset that this show exists because why? Or it's the fact that this show exists, it has a great plot twist, and now I'm upset because I am a firm believer in the fact that the best plot twists are either the ones that you didn't see coming or the ones that leave you sad and upset. Or both. They could do both. The show Cruel Summer. Now, if you've seen the show, I'm not gonna get into specifics about what the shows are about or anything like that. This video is just for the people that have seen the shows that I'm talking about and just need someone to do a good rant. Well, here I am to satisfy your need. Cruel Summer, if you've seen the show, you know that the most upsetting episode is always episode 9, because that is when the shit always hits the fan. That's when the truth comes out. Episode 9, season 1. That's when we find out that Kate went to Mr. Martin's house willingly. She went to his house willingly, and they were in an open and loving relationship for literal months while her parents were just sitting there, just sick as a dog. Didn't know where she was, didn't have the slightest clue when she was just chilling down the street at Mr. Martin's. And then, and only then, around Christmas time, when she's like, you know what, I haven't seen the sun in days or in months, and I want to go, and I just want to leave, and like, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to leave. And then that's when she was really being held hostage. That's when she was being kidnapped. But up until then, she could have left at any point in time, and she didn't. Every opportunity to leave. Every day when he would go to work, every day when he would just leave the house to get groceries, she had the chance to leave and she just didn't take it. Yes, she is a teenager. She's supposed to be young and dumb, but I feel like we should just start creating these teenagers with some bit of common sense. In season 2, episode 9, that's when we find out what really happened at the cabin. We find out that Isabella is so deranged and obsessed, and honestly, I think she may have been a little in love with Megan. And she was upset because she didn't love Isabella back that way. She loved Luke, and she's like, well, I can't have that, so I'm gonna go ahead and take Luke out of the picture. Megan is so spineless. Like, I was just sitting there like, hey, Megan, Meggie Poo, you could stop this at any time that you want. You could literally stop this at any point in time, but you just didn't. Like, these two people, Isabella and Luke, are literally fighting for your affection, and you could stop this at any point that you wanted. At any point you could say, hey, Isabella, let's set some boundaries. Hey, Luke, you know, Isabella's my friend. You need to respect that. Megan is so spineless that she didn't want to step on anybody's toes, and she just bent to Isabella's will, even when she insisted that, hey, let's leave the injured, freaked out, in distress man tied to the bed overnight, and we'll just come and untie him in the morning. Just so casually, we'll come and untie him in the morning. It's okay, we'll untie him in the morning. What? And then that's another thing, they left him tied up. They left him tied to the bed. They left him tied to the bed with a hole in his ear overnight. Like, what the fuck? Megan, if this is your boyfriend and you love him, I get he cheated on you, and I get he led both of you on, and I get he talked shit about you, but does nothing in you, the side of you that has moral, did nothing in you say, hey, maybe we should untie him? Maybe this is a little crazy. Maybe this is getting out of hand. Maybe Isabella is a crazy nut job psychopath. Isabella, that's the other end of the coin. Isabella was such a gaslighting queen, but I say queen ironically. She is such a gaslighting, just SOB. Like, episodes 1 through 9, episodes 1 through 10 really was just a series of Isabella just gaslighting the actual hell out of Megan. Like, any and everything that she could have said to gaslight and subconsciously control Megan, she said. or she did. Like, I actually liked Isabella coming into the show. I liked her. I thought she was a cool girl. You know, she's just this cool, been all over the place girl, and you know, she's just traveled a lot, so she's super cool and she has a lot of fun stories. But you really just find out that she's just super deranged. She actually killed one of her best friends in the past. So I think if this would have kept going on, if Isabella would have stayed in the picture and not fled the country because her parents were like diplomats, so she has like immunity, whatever, she leaves the country. If she would have stayed, she would have ended up killing Megan. And that's just the true sincere. I think that's what would have happened. And then last but certainly not least about this show is the fact that they canceled it. Like, it sounds like I'm upset because it exists. No, I'm upset because I'm very passionate about it. Like, I'm a passionate angry. I like being passionate angry, not regular angry. Regular angry is gross. I like being passionate angry. I'm upset that they canceled it. Like, the show had so much potential and they canceled it after 2 seasons. It could have been great, but now we will never know. Out of all the stuff that I've seen in the modern day and age get made and put on television, that wasn't peak television, but that was some damn good TV. We have Big Mouth. I'm upset mainly because this show exists. I'm genuinely just upset that this show exists. Like, it's just garbage. Like, this show is garbage. Like, this show is Inside Out, but for adults. Like, this show makes Inside Out look like a little bitch. Inside Out is about like your emotions and how they change over time as you get older, and new emotions get introduced into the brain and the nervous system and the body. And then Inside, like, Big Mouth is just about like hormones and puberty, and it's just so raunchy. I won't lie, I only watched season 1, but even that was trash, and I didn't make it past season 1. Like, I just couldn't keep watching after the pillow got pregnant. Literally the entirety of the show, just outlandish shit happening, boom boom boom, one after the other. This show literally went on for 7 seasons and got its own spinoff that had 2 seasons, but both of them are ending, so now I'm kind of happy. It's just so frustrating because we all know that Netflix ends up canceling its best shows, like its best content. Imagine being an avid fan, an avid watcher, an avid consumer of Lock & Co, and with an E, The Society, and all those shows get canceled, but garbage like this is allowed to live on for years and years and years. You're literally just sitting there like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Oh my God. Oh, I can't stand that show. Like, I just, We have My Life with the Walter Boys. If you thought I wasn't coming for this show, you were dead wrong. Honestly, once again, I'm just upset that this show exists because My Life with the Walter Boys is Netflix's so very clear and poor attempt to rival The Summer I Turned Pretty. And then it's the fact that they made this show and they didn't even have the decency to do it right. Like, they could have, the least that they could have done is give The Summer I Turned Pretty a run for their money, or hell, even a challenge. Like, we didn't need another The Summer I Turned Pretty. I promise. We didn't need it. We already lived through enough headache and heartache watching Belly lead this poor dead woman's sons on for not just 1, but 2 seasons straight. It's so very obvious that Cole is Conrad and Alex is Jeremiah. And with Cole and Conrad, they didn't even have the decency to change the first initial. They're just like, well, here you go. Last but certainly not least, we have the show One Day. I'm just upset that Emma died. Like, she didn't get to have kids like she wanted to. Literally, her and Dexter were in the middle of trying. They didn't get to buy a house. She died on her way to the house showing. Like, and then her death couldn't have come at a worse time. Like, there's no right time to die, I would say, but her death came at a more inopportune time. It came after they had spent damn near 10 to 15 years pining after each other, being just friends, and then they finally realized that what they wanted was each other. But I think, honestly, I think Dexter realized that a lot sooner than maybe Emma did, but they both realized that they wanted each other. They got to spend a couple years together, and then she died in a drunk driving accident. And no, she wasn't the drunk driver. She got hit by a drunk driver while she was riding her bike on the way to the open house showing, because her and Dexter were in the middle of buying a house. But guess who didn't get to buy a house? Because she passed away. And once again, this is a prime example of me being angry with passion, not angry that it exists. But before I get so angry with just pure anger because these shows make my blood boil, that is the end of this episode. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up and comment down below and tell me about the shows that infuriate you and give me new things to watch. I'm always on the prowl, I'm always on the lookout, and I am always willing and ready to watch some good television or not good television. Honestly, I'll watch just about anything, and I will spare no details and spare no honesty when I'm reviewing it, so to speak. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video and stay for a while. I would love if you stayed here, and I like to think that we have fun over here on my little corner of the internet, and I would love it if you stayed and had fun with us. With all that being said, remember that you are amazing and beautiful and awesome and fantastic and phenomenal, and if anyone tells you any different, fuck them. You're great. And remember to never, ever, 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 ever doubt your greatness. All right, bye.